ready, Staten Island. It's time to celebrate 5 years of Ferry Hawks baseball. Come out to the ballpark this week as the Ferry Hawks welcome in the Charleston Dirty Birds May 5th through the 10th. Grab the kids and come on out. We kick it off on Tuesday, May 5th with Cinco de Baseball with $5 tickets and $5 food and beverage specials. And we end the week as we celebrate all moms on Mother's Day. Moms get in free. Visit ferryhawks.com now to lock in your seats.
Excuse me! Taxi! Come on, what are you doing?
This is the 77 WABC minicast.
I think the Beagle is my favorite dog. The Beagle, the beautiful Beagle. It wasn't always. First, Snoopy is a Beagle, and he looks a certain way in those cartoons. And then you see a real Beagle, and they're not as streamlined, right? They're a little bit, sometimes they're kind of on the messy side. But I grew to like them a lot, Beagles. And there is a beautiful, beautiful rescue operation that happened in Wisconsin. Now, they apparently broke the law when they were rescuing these Beagles. I can't countenance breaking the law, but I certainly can countenance and approve of these beautiful Beagles not dying. A guy named Wayne Shong walked out of a Dane County courtroom to a reception that was unusual for a defendant charged with burglary. Dozens of supporters lined the waiting area, and they had signs with messages like, "Compassion should never be punished." And some came forward for hugs. Now, prosecutors allege that Shang, a 44-year-old lawyer and co-founder of 2 California-based animal rights groups, entered a facility that breeds dogs for medical testing, and they stole property. The Beagles, the dogs. Video of the incident played in court had already ricocheted across the internet. That's where I first saw this. It shows Shang in a dark jacket and tie trying to pry open a metal door with a crowbar. Activists in white hazmat suits carry floppy-eared canines. That's what I love most about these Beagles. Their beautiful floppy ears away as he waves papers at a police officer. "We have a legal right to rescue these animals," he said before being detained. The confrontation, the arrest, the courtroom forum, and viral footage form the centerpiece of a new strategy. Animal rights groups have long broken into testing labs, or what they call factory farms, to liberate animals under the cover of darkness. But now a prominent wing of the movement is adopting a different tack called Operation or Open Rescue. They announce their plans and execute them in broad daylight, all but inviting arrest. This lets them fight charges in court and on social media and argue publicly they are saving, not stealing animals. Now, some of this stuff, you can't break the law. And let's face it, some of these animal people go a little bit berserk and they get a little bit out of line. He was a little bit out of order himself, right? A little bit out of order himself. You got a little bit out of order. No, drinks are on the house. So I can't approve, and I really don't like PETA. They've gone crazy. But I love these Beagles. At the same time, you know what? We need drugs. We need medicine. What are you going to test them on? Mice. Well, apparently some things you got to test dogs. I'm looking at these dogs in these little cages, and they're so amazing, beautiful, and cute. You don't want anything bad happening to them. Why is it that Beagles? Why is it Beagles? Now listen to this. The friction centers at a place called Ridgeland Farms, tucked amid lush rolling hills and blue mounds about 30 minutes west of Madison. For years, Ridgeland has bred Beagles for biomedical research that activists denounce as cruel, but federal law protects. I would hope that most Wisconsin residents would see something like this and be turned off by the idea of breaking in using sledgehammers, using saws, Jim Newman, a Ridgeland Farm spokesman, told local media. Ridgeland said its animals are treated well and accused Shang of encouraging lawlessness and vigilantism. Now, I will say this about the Beagles. Yes, they're in cages, but I've seen Beagles in cages before at what do you call that place? The pet store. I also saw Beagles in cages at, what do you call that place? The Dog Pound, where we adopted my favorite dog of my life, Spike, in 1983. He was with us for 15 years. What an amazing animal. Oh, he was so good. He was part Beagle, too. These Beagles actually look happy and clean and active. It's not like they're rescuing a bunch of skinny dogs. You ever see those commercials? They break your heart with that dreary music in the background. Yikes. All right. Well, it's an ethical quandary. I guess not much. You really can't break in and steal things. even if they're lovable and cuddly and beautiful beagle dogs. I had a dream last night that we all went shopping for a dog. And my wife and our daughters, we went to get a dog. But the problem is my wife doesn't want a dog. She thinks they're a little bit dirty. I would be a little bit jealous of the dog. You know, if the dog gets pet all the time, I want to be pet. I want the affection. I had a girlfriend once. She definitely spent more time looking at that dog and carrying that dog and petting that dog than she did me. I'd show up and, she was cuddling the dog and I'm like, hello. Oh, hi. Yeah, have a seat. I don't blame them. A lot of, unfortunately, so many toxic bachelors out there, so many men not willing to make a commitment, right? Women in their 20s, 30s should be having babies, and we have totally rewired everything with the crazy birth control, and you can do whatever you want without getting married, and it's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. Time out on that stuff. One of the reasons why we're in this terrible spot is reality TV and the Kardashians, but forget that for a moment. You never know where you're going to find your friends. You never know where you're going to find your allies. You never know when someday someone's going to impress the hell out of you. And a guy named Spencer Pratt, who I never, ever considered. I mean, it's a name I knew, reality TV, something about his wife named Heidi maybe or something like that, and plastic surgery. That's all I know. I mean, for 10 years on that show, all we did was talk to people from reality TV shows. I had never watched one episode. I had no idea. I had no interest. I did not care. And I'm glad I didn't see any of that stuff, because now I can look at a guy like Spencer Pratt, who's running for mayor of Los Angeles. He's got something to say. He lost his house in the Palisades fire. He lost everything. He lost his home because of government neglect and incompetence. And he said, screw this. I'm running for mayor. Karen Bass, we all know that she's terrible. Career politician. The other one next to her. Listen to Spencer Pratt. I don't care if he's a reality TV show. This man should be mayor. Cut 18, please. Cut 18. This was the L.A. mayoral debate.
In many cases, what is your strategy for getting more people, recruiting more officers and paying for them?
It's more expensive than hiring them is overtime, because that's what these salaries for the fire department that everyone's complaining about. Everyone's understaffed. So first off, I'm going to bring hiring back to the LAPD. Right now, the LAPD is hired by the same people that hire sanitation, and we need to bring it back like it was 20 plus years ago, so that police hire police. And we need a 10-year plan. It's going to take 10 years to get to the 12,500 officers that we need, and that needs to be a priority. Our sheriff's partner, they're the same size. They have $1 billion more budget for the same size. So this idea that Councilwoman Rahman keeps saying that the police department is overfunded, public safety should be our number one priority. And we're going to find all this money when we stop her useless open bed plans that actually doesn't put drug addicts in these housing that we're spending billions of dollars. And we're going to actually start checking where this money is going. Not to mention, when you get rid of all the drug addicts off the street, the police won't be responding to the drug addicts all day long.
Thank you. Councilwoman, you can respond.
She didn't have much of a response.
77 WABC and Bergen Newbridge Medical Center honor the life of legendary broadcaster and our friend, Ernie Anastas.
Hi, it's Ernie Anastas. Your thoughts can affect how you feel. Bergen Newbridge Medical Center is the largest hospital in New Jersey, providing comprehensive, equitable, compassionate, and high-quality emergency inpatient and outpatient medical care, plus mental health services and substance use disorder treatment. The Bergen Newbridge team can address your total health needs in one convenient location. Call 201-225-7130 for an appointment or newbridgehealth.org.